Today was the sentencing of the J6 defendant, Christopher Worrell. If you have not watched my video going through the sentencing memorandums, I highly recommend it as it's very interesting. I will have that in the pinned comment if you want to see it. Now, Christopher Worrell is the J6 defendant who, if you look in pro-J6er circles, they will constantly talk about how badly he's being treated because he's ill. Then if you look at actual news sources in the government memorandums, they will be pointing out that he has a history of false representations, ranging from impersonating a police officer all the way to faking an overdose when he got arrested after going on the run. Christopher Worrell is ill. No one is disputing that, but he still committed crimes on January 6th, and also, the government points out he only complained for treatment once he was arrested. And even then, he went on the run before sentencing, which prevented that exact treatment he wanted, or at least says he wanted. He also faked an overdose once caught while running, so the government questions how much of his illness is true. They also talk about misrepresentations, saying that the things he says about his illness do not match what they have access to from his medical records. They don't outright say that he is lying about his illness, but they do say very clearly that they don't know what is true and what isn't, and if he's faked things in the past involving that illness for special treatment. They raise a bunch of questions of that in the sentencing memorandums. The government's first sentencing memorandum wanted him to get 14 years, and they had to do an updated second one asking for it to be increased. His lawyer wanted 3 months at home. Christopher Worrell earned himself 10 years in prison. Now, Corinne, the omen of chaos herself, was outside the courthouse following this decision, crying and complaining that the judge didn't believe there was Antifa there on January 6th. But Corinne says there was Antifa there in the courthouse. Anarchy Princess, who goes to report on the trials on her own channel, which I have not watched it, but I believe she has covered today's trial with Worrell. Corinne also complained that the lawyer for Worrell after the trial was then laughing and talking to the prosecution. So, this is a case that a lot of the pro-J6 circles have clung to, and there have been calls to the coroner about it, and there's been call-outs on Twitter, like, we have to go and contact the jail because of his medical problems. And as I said, if you haven't seen the sentencing memorandums and the questioning the government is doing, I highly recommend it.